Hi, can you introduce yourself?
Sure. My name is Jill Brown from Generation Text Online, and I'm the social and emotional learning consultant in Elizabeth Public Schools.
Well, what are some of the things students have shared with you that offer the student-teacher relationship?
Okay, so some of the things the students have shared with me about what affects student-teacher relationship. So sometimes I think students try to explain themselves and they feel like they're not heard. So they feel like maybe they did something they weren't supposed to do, but they're trying to explain that, and they feel that the teacher wants to go right to a consequence. And so that feels very frustrating, and it makes them emotional and frustrated and angry, and so it's hard for them to focus and concentrate in the class.
Okay, another question. Do you think that some students are at fault when they're arguing with their teacher?
I cannot answer that. I have to take the fifth. That wasn't on the sheet. Come on, do another one.
There is no other question.
What was the other question? Read the paper. You came up with questions.
No. What are some things that can better a student and teacher's relationship?
So some of the students have told me some of the things that they feel can make a better relationship is, one is to try to work out some problems before calling the parents. The students explain that once they go home and the parent has been called, that the reaction that they get from their parent is so negative that it kind of takes the wind out of their sails when it's time to do homework. So it kind of defeats the purpose, and it's kind of the opposite. And so I think a lot of the times it's hard to know what to do, but maybe having a sit-down conversation with the student, or maybe trying to call a parent and say something positive. And that way, if the parent gets a positive call, then that they make their child feel good when they get home, and that really motivates them to do the work. So that might be a great idea.
What do you think you could do to help better the students' relationship with their teachers?
Well, I don't know what I can do I don't know, but that's what you have to tell me. What do you think?
All right, I got a question, Miss.
Okay.
Why do teachers always think students are coming off as disrespectful if they're replying back to something they said?
I think that a lot of the times teachers feel, I think it's stressful to be a teacher, because I think there's a lot of students, and in order for them to get the lesson done in that amount of time, you would literally have to be dead silent, every student, and just listen, right? So as soon as one person maybe gets out of their seat and does something that interrupts the teacher gets frustrated, and then they will use a statement to have the student do what they want, and then a lot of times that creates a conflict and some friction, and so the communication is lost at that point, which is one of the reasons that we encourage teachers to use inquiry as a question, so that you can avoid that friction.
Right, wonderful. All right, so that is the end of our interview.
Okay, thank you.
Bye.